cameras have just returned. So now let's go to the Dead Report.
Hey, this is Dead Report episode 3 for August 20th, 2007. I'm Dave Taylor.
And I'm Joanne Taylor. Newsflash, zombies hit the airwaves. HorrorMovies.ca reports via Variety that NBC has won a bidding war to produce the currently yet unnamed police procedural, somewhat like a Law and Order, about, quote, a team of regular cops dedicated to busting vampire, zombies, and other criminal demons. This follows hot on the heels of CBS's pickup of an hour-long zombie-themed series called Babylon Fields. According to CBS, this series is, quote, a sardonic, apocalyptic comedy drama where the dead are rising and, as a result, lives are regained, families restored, and, of course, old wounds reopened. I think it's fabulous that zombies are hitting prime time. We'll do a little, zombies versus, CSI. I think zombies will win out, but zombies are becoming very popular. So we'll see how this pans out. Only time will tell.
I found a fun toy online this week called the Crawling Zombie. It's a legless creature that runs on batteries that crawls across your desk when you tap its hand or clap your hands. It's sound activated. It crawls menacingly across your desk saying things like, "Help, I've got no legs," or "Slow down, I can't catch ya." Here's a small video of it.
This is Sasha Taylor. This week we took our film crew to Comic Relief in Berkeley, California to find out what would be your weapon of choice when fighting off a zombie. If given a choice between a bat and a shovel when fighting a zombie, what would you pick?
Definitely the shovel.
You want to elaborate on that?
It's sharp, gets the head kill, pops right off.
What would you pick?
I'd go for the bat.
You go for the bat?
Yeah.
Any follow-up to that?
Probably because it's got more of a hitting range.
Shovel, blunt object, but also could be used to cut stuff.
Just to be different, I'll say a bat. Only because there's no machete available. Machetes are the optimal choice for fighting off zombies in large quantities.
Thanks, Sash. And now a segment from GameZombie.tv.
Hello, and welcome to the Game Zombie Resistance, where we bring it to you first, because everybody else is dead. Today we're going to discuss the strengths and the weaknesses of the hammer, the most basic utensil used of many professions, including zombie slaying. A hammer is a tool meant to deliver a blow to an object. A compact solid mass that is able to deliver blows to the intended target without coming apart. In this case, the forehead were particularly unlucky to have met you, ghoul. The opposite side of the head has a claw, originally designed to pull nails. When swung with sufficient precision, can be embedded into the soft, dimly lit goo of a zombie's eye. A hammer is a force amplifier that works by converting mechanical exertion into kinetic energy. In a swing that precedes each blow, a certain amount of kinetic energy gets stored in the hammer's head, equal to the length d times the force F, produced by gravity in concert with the muscles of the arm. When the hammer strikes, the head gets stopped by an equal and opposite force coming from the target. If the target is an undead cranium filled with decaying brain matter, the head can only travel a very short distance, d, before stopping. Since the stopping force F times that distance must be equal to the head's kinetic energy, it follows that Mother F will have a much greater driving force than the original Baby F, roughly of a factor of d divided by d. In this way, great strength is not needed to produce a force powerful enough to bend steel or explode the sturdiest of zombie skulls, like a crusty balloon filled with congealed jelly. The amount of energy delivered to the zombie's brain by the hammer blow is equivalent to 1/2 the mass of the head times the square of the head's speed. Clearly, in areas where one has plenty of room, a long handle with a heavy head, such as a sledge, transfer the maximum amount of energy to the intended zombie school. But equally clearly, it's unreasonable for a 120-pound woman to swing a 12-pound sled against a homicidal zombie horde for the duration of an extended life or death battle. This common household hammer at 3 pounds and 20 inches and outfitted with a shock-absorbent handle runs the optimum utility weapon for extended close-quarter combat.
YouTuber Zuki Mommy sent us this video of her review of the graphic novel Living with Zombies trade paperback.
Hi, this is Zuki Mommy, and today I'm going to talk about the brand spanking new trade paperback, Living with Zombies. And this is by Matthew Billman and Christopher Herndon, and it's just these two guys and their dog, and they're caught in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. And a lot of funny stuff happens. This is a funny zombie comic. It's a lot of fun, and Wizard gave it rave reviews. It's a great comic. I think if you love zombies and you love comic books, this is the book for you. As a matter of fact, if you have ever had the fantasy of your local comic shop owner turning into a zombie so you can get a bunch of free comics, this is the book for you. In Chapter 4, which is the 4th issue, here they are in Comics Unlimited, the comic shop in Evansville, Indiana. And comic shop owner Matt Hawes is turning into a zombie, but he hasn't quite turned yet, and he wants his money. It's hilarious. It's a lot of fun. They have a website, livingwithzombies.net. Check it out. I think you'll really enjoy this book, and you can still buy it. It just came out August 1st. Go check it out.
And now another wonderful backyard effects segment from Indy Mogul, How to Make Brains.
Now our first recipe for brains is going to be the easiest. Go to your local food emporium and buy a big bushel of cauliflower and a bunch of red food coloring. Take it home and strip off all that green leafy stuff from your cauliflower and soak it in a mix of water and red food coloring for about 2 hours. When you're done, you're going to get something that looks like this. Now, I don't think I got the color really right, but I also added a bunch of fake blood, and it gets pretty wiggly and gross, so you get the idea. Now our second method is to just go out and buy one of these pre-made brain molds. For about $15, you can make a gelatin brain that Cosby would go crazy for.
You see, Rudy, but Theo...
Now our third recipe for brainy goodness is my own personal design, so I think it's the best, but we'll see. You need newspaper, a loaf of cheap white bread, and wood glue.
Super time lapse. The first thing you're going to want to do is make a basic brain form out of newspaper and tape. Then add some color to your glue with paint.
Now the key to our bread and glue cranium is this. Good old-fashioned white sandwich bread. Now this stuff is so soft that after you take the crust off, you can squeeze it and sculpt it and really get any shape you want. But we're going to go for this long, skinny one. You glue enough of these to our newspaper form, and you've got a brain.
Sure, our bread and glue brain is cheap, but it's also very messy and very time-consuming. Make sure and squish each piece of bread very tightly, otherwise when you start to add the glue, it'll fall apart. Do a small section at a time, allow the glue to dry, and then do the next section.
The Dead Report is a community-based podcast, so any clips, reviews, segments, even just ideas, we'll produce them, we'll give you credit, music, art that you would like featured, aired, momentarily blipped on our podcast. Please send anything and everything via email to producer@thedeadreport.com.
And to all of this episode's contributors, good shot, thanks. That's another one for the fire.
Good shot. Okay, he's dead. Let's go get him. That's another one for the fire.